Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Something a little bit different for you today. We are going to look at self-massage and we're going to start today with feet. So this is something that I do in some of my classes. So if I do a lot of balancing work in a class, I may get everyone to sit down and do some self-massage on their feet, just to help release the sort of joints and the muscles and any kind of cramping that you might get when you're kind of really holding on with one foot. And it's also something that I like to do at home if I kind of either can't sleep maybe, or it's just quite a nice thing to do to help you unwind. As you can see, I'm quite relaxed today. I've got this is what I sleep in, so I'm getting kind of ready for the evening, kind of mooching around really. So it's a good time to kind of do it, just to release any tension that you might have got through the day, especially if maybe you're not wearing kind of maybe quite the right footwear. So I spend a lot of time with my flip-flops, which I know isn't very good for my feet, so it's often something that I need to do just to help release them. Before we get going, I'm not going to use any oil today, because normally if I do it during my practice, I would then find that I'm going to slip on my mat everywhere. But if you did want to, if that's something that you kind of like, sometimes it can help just to unwind. It can kind of help ease around with the feet, especially if they're maybe a touch on the dry side. This is what I use in all of my classes. This is the Champneys As Good As New Heavenly Days Relaxing Massage Oil. I really like this one because it's very light, so you don't need very much and it doesn't leave lots of residue, especially because I give people like massage on the face. You don't really want to leave them with a big oily face. And also I personally really like it because it doesn't smell like lavender, if you've come to any of my classes or you know me, you probably know I don't really like the smell of lavender, and it takes me a really long time to find an oil I'm happy with that doesn't smell like grandma's. But that's just my opinion. If you like lavender, lots and lots of products out there for you. Okay, so I have got my mat out, but it's not needed. All you need to do is have your little tootsies out and we'll get going. Okay, to get going, I just want you to place your foot above the knee on the opposite leg, and make sure that the foot isn't resting on that leg. I want it nice and free, so we kind of want to be almost resting above the calf, just so you can move it around and it's much more mobile. I'm going to probably lift that leg up ever so slightly, just so it's easy if you need to show you what we're going to do, but really just make yourself comfortable in whichever way you want to. So there's a few moves that we're going to do together. If you want to pause the video, see if it's feeling really nice, feels like a nice release, pause the video, do it for a bit longer, and then come back to us to learn the other little poses. So the first one we're going to do is basically a scissoring action. So we're going to hold on to the big toe, we're going to take the toe next to it, we're going to bring one towards us and one away. Okay, so the big toe is pushed away, toe next to it is coming towards, then we're going to go that opposite way. Really taking this as much as you can without forcing or kind of pushing too hard, just until you start to get that resistance and you're going to feel that kind of open up between the areas. So I would normally do this around 3 or 4 times before then moving on to the next 2 toes. So again, same thing, scissoring back and forth. And so it's just really good for all the little joints in the toes. If you do get any little clicking, that's absolutely fine, because it's just moving that fluid around in the toes and just kind of warming everything up. So I have a tendency my big toes do click a little bit. I don't do it every single day, so actually it's quite nice, it gives you a nice release. So working all the way through. Again, it's quite good as well if you can to squeeze the toes as you're doing it, because there's lots of pressure points there, and actually it can give you lots of nice different releases around the body. Okay, once we've gone all the way through with that scissor, we're going to do a splits action, okay? So big toe again, toe next to it, open up as wide as you can, and then release back down. Opening, and then releasing again. So this is really good because in yoga, it's one of the few times, especially for women, you really want wide feet. So if you can make your toes nice and wide, it gives you so much more strength in your balances, can make you feel a lot more grounded. And it's something that often, especially like in my classes, I'll get people to lift their toes up, try to spread them nice and wide and place them back down. So doing these little movements is going to be good to help train you to be able to widen those toes when you need to. It's a bit like when you learn to play the piano, and I remember being told to try and get my fingers as wide as I could to kind of get the different notes. You want that with your feet too, really. Okay, once you've gone all the way through with those, we're then going to interlace the fingers in between the toes. Now the first time we do this, it might feel a little bit strange, especially if you're a chap and you've probably not put toe dividers in if you've never painted your nails before. So it might feel a little bit strange, but just wiggle them in as much as you can. I know with this foot I can do it a lot more than with my other foot. Once you've got hold of them, use the other hand just to hold on loosely to the arch of the foot, and we're going to slowly rotate the toes one way. So we don't want to rotate the whole foot, we're just rotating those toes. This is the point that you might get a few little clicks, so don't worry. Just take it nice and gently. If it feels too uncomfortable, just let go, and you can hold on to the toes and slowly move them around. But this is really good because it's going to widen them as well. Once you've gone a few rounds this way, you're just going to go the opposite direction. So moving them around. My toes aren't too noisy today, it's okay. Okay. Again, just spend as long as you want doing this. If you've got the time, or if you're just in front of the telly, it's quite good just to sit there and move those feet around. I personally have to do this myself because I'm very, very ticklish, and I can do this for myself, no bother at all. But if someone else touches my feet, I'm not always so keen. Okay, then just releasing those once you're finished. And the final thing we're going to do is called tapping. And we want to be doing this on one of the main pressure points in those feet, which is just really going to help release the whole foot. So to find the right area, all I want you to do is take your thumb, go up to that toe that's next to the big toe, draw it down towards the arch, and you're going to suddenly feel this little tendon rising up here. To help you feel it, lift your big toe, push it away, and you're going to feel it raising up. So it's just here. I want you to take the outside of your pinky finger, hold a fist, again taking it away from the knee, and you're going to tap this area. Okay? Be as forceful as you can without beating yourself up. And realistically, if you can, to do this for about a minute, that would be really great. That's when you're going to really, really feel that sensation. Okay? But I'm just going to show you where to go today. Also, it's quite hard to talk while you're bashing your foot. And I really want you then just to explore it in your own time. You know, there's not too many moves to remember. Yeah, just see how it feels for your feet. Okay, so once you've done that for a little while, all you're going to do is then gently release the foot down. I would say if you do it for a little while as well, I probably won't show you because my feet aren't going to fit in, no. But you might find that one foot is then a little bit bigger than the other. So the foot you've been working on, because it releases so much, yeah, I can see with mine, but I can show you, that it is just a touch bigger. Okay, it's not going to stay that way, obviously. And then we're going to move on to the opposite side. So just getting yourself comfy. I'll try maybe a different position, see if that helps. Okay, getting that foot up. So, again, remembering above the knee or below, or whichever way is comfortable for you. You may want a cushion or a pillow, anything that feels good. And it's that scissoring action to start. So big toe, toe underneath, just scissoring one way and the other. And as I mentioned before, one foot might feel slightly different from the other, so I know I can widen the toes on my left foot more than my right foot for whatever reason. So that's why it's another good reason to really work on getting some more mobility in those toes. Okay. Now once you've done all your scissoring, it's splits. Toe splits. So hold on to the big toe, toe next to it, open up and close. I'm going to do it this way around so you can see. Okay, working all the way around. Okay, and then it's the interlacing of those fingers. So bring them through. Again, yes, this foot is a bit more tricky. But if this is uncomfortable or you can't quite do it, I just want you to hold on to those toes instead. And still holding on to the arch, just move them around this way. You'll still kind of get a similar sort of action, it's just that it won't be widening the toes and the spread as much, okay? But just go for whichever way this feels comfortable. You're going to rotate one way and rotate the other. Okay, final part. It's finding that little tendon that sticks out here from the arch. That's your pressure point to do your tapping. So taking the thumb, toe next to the big toe, run it down, lift up that big toe. I can feel it just there. That's going to be the sweet spot. Outside of the pinky finger, holding that fist and tapping. So if you hold onto the ankle as you tap, it means the foot's not going to wildly move around and you have a moving target to try and hit, you can just keep everything nice and steady. Again, if you can go for a minute, that's when you're really going to feel the best sort of release and the best sensation from it. Okay, so keep tapping. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a nice sensation in the feet. Please leave me a comment below if you give it a go and it feels really nice, or kind of any little comments that you might have about it. Also, if you would like to see any more videos on self-massage, so I often do like a nice release around the eyes with massage, then again leave me a little comment, let me know, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.